Okay, this is how to make a puzzle ring part 3. I'm going to go back and explain things a little bit better. I'm going to hold these up. Now I'm going to name these bands to make things easier to explain this part. And I'm sorry that my videos are hard to follow. Whenever it's something you have memorized like this, and it's something that you create, like, I know I didn't create puzzle rings, but I did use my own technique to make these. I didn't take someone else's technique, which means that it's a little confusing even for me. I just know how to make them. I've never followed written steps. I'm not good at writing steps. But let's name the bands. This very top band is ring number 1. The very bottom band is ring number 2. The infinity logo that goes over the top of the other part of the infinity logo is infinity number 1. And the band that runs below is infinity number 2. So from a side view, it should be ring number 2, followed by infinity number 1, followed by infinity number 2, followed by ring number 1, in order from top to bottom. And on this side, it's a similar order, but it is different. This is ring number 2. This is infinity number 1, infinity number 2, and then ring number 2. No, ring number 1. I apologize. Basically, on one side, the infinities are going to be inverted from one another. I hope I didn't mess that up in this video and misname them, but what you need to take away is on one side the infinities are going to be in one order, and on the other side the infinities are going to be inverse order, because they're going to link around each other at one point. Now if you buy a puzzle ring, they're not going to be like this if you just go to the store and buy one. However, I tried making them like that and they didn't want to solve. Whenever I made them like that, there's a step where you have to swivel one out to make it hook, and every time you would swivel it, they wouldn't fit right, it wasn't shaped right. The only way I could get it to do it is by adding that one crook where they basically loop around each other at one end. It doesn't make it any less comfortable to wear, and whenever I made the one I gave away as a gift, they still wear it every day. It's just as strong. They haven't crushed. She's been wearing it for about a month now and has had no issues with it. But yeah, that's basically it. After this, you're going to take them apart, and say I wanted to make it this big, which this is a little ridiculous. I can fit 2 fingers inside of that. I just made this bigger so it was easier to make. The smaller you make it, the more complicated it is. You'd get a pair of, I just use wire cutters. Really, you'd want to use something like a jeweler saw or something like that to where it gives good round ends. However, with the silver one I made, I had no issues. Just using a pair of wire cutters and coming across and snipping across the back, lining up each ring, and then soldering them together to where it's still 4 separate bands. But that's it. I'm sorry that this is really complicated and hard to follow. And in order to use it, you're going to have to know really well how a puzzle ring works, because a lot of people have absolutely no experience with them. And if you've never even solved one, it's hard to understand the way they need to lock together. But I hope some of you out there who like puzzle rings would enjoy this. I'll try to make a better video later. This was just a spur-of-the-moment video, and I'm going to use it to judge people's interest. If a lot of people respond for me to make a better video or think it's cool or anything like that, then I'll try and churn out a better one. My cat keeps bugging me, by the way, is why you keep seeing me look away. But that's about it. For the materials, this is just, I want to say this is 20 gauge aluminum wire that I just got from Hobby Lobby. The only issue with the aluminum is, since I've got this one made and I don't care anymore because they're unwearable, is they crush. I can reach over here and with 2 fingers, it's destroyed, it's gone. Whereas with the silver, after you work with it, it work hardens, and after a while of sitting there bending it and getting each little shape into place, it gets so tough that it's no softer than any ring you'd go out and buy, especially after you sit there and lay it along a curved surface around it, and you're sitting there pushing and pulling and tapping and drawing it out round. That'll really work harden it, and it makes a good, sturdy, strong ring. I'll try and get some pictures in this video of the silver one I made. It looks a lot better than this one because I spent closer to 2 hours making it rather than half an hour to make this one. But I hope this does give you a basic idea. I hope this inspires someone to make it, because they are makeable. They're not that hard, except if you know how they work. If you don't know how a puzzle ring works, then it's going to be complicated. And you don't have to buy a puzzle ring to figure out how one works. Just watch a few how-to videos of them fitting them together, where it shows the bands in different parts and things like that, and you'll figure it out. But you know, I figured few people may like these. They'd make a good gift because they don't cost a lot of money to make. Even the silver, if you catch Hobby Lobby doing the silver sales, you can get a roll of 20 gauge silver wire or 18 gauge silver wire. I wouldn't suggest using smaller than 20 gauge, because if you start breaking the 22 and 24 gauge, it's wire. It's not the big thick stuff like this. I mean, you can see how sturdy this is. You can get it for $5 though, and it will take the whole spool, but it will only take one spool if you manage to use the entire thing correctly. So for $5, I mean, it's a sterling silver ring, it's handmade, and it's cool. They look nice whenever they're finished. I'll show you a picture of one actually finished whenever I post this video. But thank you. Please comment. Please, if you're interested in a better how-to video, let me know and I'll spend some more time making one. It's like I said, this is just to gauge interest. And if you do make one using my plans and have anything to contribute to this, please add a video response. Thank you again.